What's good, everyone? Welcome into yet again another live. This live is going to be all about Jordan Brand. So, I have a very special guest this evening. It's the first time he's actually been on a live with us, actually. It's Jay, the sneaker guy. So, those of you who are hopping in and you're huge fans of Jay's, welcome in. But I thought, what better than to bring a Jordan expert like Jay himself onto the channel. We're going to be basically going through our top 10 Jordans of 2023. So it's going to be a really exciting evening. So I'm happy to have all of you on board with us this evening. Hopefully you're still enjoying this holiday, and we've only got a few days left before we hit 2024. Super excited to start the new year up. But if you're new to the channel and aren't subscribed already, be sure to do that right now and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy me doing these lives and bringing really cool individuals on board to do the lives with me. Again, really special night. We're going to be talking about our top Jordan picks of 2023. If you haven't already seen some of my other top 10 picks of 2023, I've live streamed all week, so be sure to go back and check those videos out. But without further ado, I'm going to bring Jay on in. What's good,
Yo,
Jay?
yo, yo, what's good?
The man, the myth, the legend. We got Jay in the house this evening. Jay, my goodness, it's been how many years since we met at, was it Just Nice Sneaker Convention in Jersey?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, it's been about what, 2 years or so? 2.5 years?
Yeah, it's like 2.5, maybe even 3 years actually. Kind of
Nah, for
crazy how
sure. The way
fast like
time
time
been moving.
flies.
Yeah, for sure.
It's flying. But, Jay, I got to give you your accolades. Jay is one of the hardest working YouTubers in the sneaker niche
Man,
out there. Like, you literally are grinding. The amount of content you put out, the amount of short content on top of that you put out. I mean, I don't know anybody else really that is comparable to you. And of course, you have a full time job. This is one thing that I
yeah,
think people forget is not only are we YouTubers, but we also have separate jobs. And so
correct.
managing the two can be so complicated. But how many videos have you put out this year? I mean, it's insane how
Man.
much you get out on a weekly basis.
Mm. It maybe around like I want to say like 350. I want to say it might be 15 days out the whole year that I missed, but I try.
Only
I try
15
to, you know,
days, Jay. Humble brag.
hey, I try to, get it out as much as I can. But see, look, I get that motivation from my peers such as you, because hey, I got to give you the flowers because every time I talk to you, I be like, look, I don't know how you do it. Like you do two and three a day. Like you be going crazy, man. So big salute to you.
So that bulk content, I feel like I'm the Costco of YouTubers sometimes, right? You're getting your maximum amount of content in a day when you come to the Shade community. But
Right.
I'm really happy to have you on board with us tonight, Jay. Clearly, you are an expert when it comes to Jordan anything. I mean, you're pretty much one of the first
I'm
people I feel like that is out there putting out content. And I'm just like, how in the heck did Jay get these in hand so early? Like,
man.
we
Yeah.
all need Jay's plug, everyone.
For sure.
You got the best plug out there. But if you guys haven't heard of Jay the Sneaker Guy, be sure to go and follow him on YouTube. He has some of the best content as well. Jay, you do all of your edits, which is also insane. Like, you're so talented, not only like
Thank you.
front facing on the camera, but just so everybody knows, Jay is an incredible self taught editor.
Appreciate that.
Can't a lot Not a lot of YouTubers can say that, Jay. So you are
Yeah, no, for
definitely
real.
in a lane of your own when it comes to, being able to not only shoot your own content, but at the same time you're editing, which I think people forget. It's already hard enough to shoot content, but a majority of our time goes to the editing part of it,
For
which
sure.
which is a big chunk of our day.
Definitely. Definitely.
It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy, but everyone
Timely
who's hopping
process.
in, we got royalty in the house tonight. We got Jay the Sneaker Guy with us. We're going to be going through our top 10 picks of 2023. Thoughts on this year, Jay? What do you think about what Jordan Brand has been giving us for this year in
Man.
comparison to previous years?
3 words, man. Heat, heat, heat. I love it. I love it. This is actually one of my most liked years in a while. Not to say that, or downplay any other years. I just think that they came with the pressure this year, man. And I mean, even just these last 2 months, we probably got well over 35, 40 Jordan brand releases in the last 2 months. It's been crazy. Like,
It
so
has
yeah, but
been. I have to say too, I feel like, one of the topics that always seems to come up is, Jordan Brand's forgetting the women, they're not thinking about the girls. How crazy is it the amount of women exclusives that they dropped this
look,
year? Like
it's
50?
good that you brought that up because I want to know from a woman's point of view. Because just like you said, I know Jordan Brand, they've been trying to shed a light over on the appreciation of women, letting them know that, hey, we got stuff exclusive for y'all as well. But on that note, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shoes that do release for women that a lot of the men are upset
Are
that they're not able
scooping
to get
up.
their hands on it.
But
Due
they're
to,
they're
like, you know what I'm saying?
also they're also scooping those pairs up. I mean, one of the things I think is women just aren't used to that many drops. It's one of
Yeah, yeah.
those, it hasn't
Nah,
been
but
consistent in previous years, so this is kind of, it's almost like a shock to be thrown so many sneakers consistently each month that women are like, "Whoa, I don't even know how to handle this or take this." But there
would you
is,
would go ahead?
what was that?
Nah, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. Did you?
Well, what I was going to say is just I've seen a lot of women's sizing sitting. So I'm not quite sure where the miscommunication is or if women are really like as interested and invested in all the releases that are coming out that are specifically tailored towards them. But I would say like larger sizes consistently are the ones selling out. And, because I've been doing a lot of videos lately this year too on just like women's exclusives that aren't super hype. And seeing what the availability looks like. And I will say anything below like a size 10 in women, pretty much full stock.
Right.
So I'm not quite sure with the branding and the marketing and what's going on behind the scenes there, but I think it needs to change a little bit. And I think maybe women would be a little bit more invested and more interested in jumping on board. But I think a lot of it has to do with the education of understanding like where to find information on sneakers that are releasing and just how to get them. Because I think it goes down to the basics, unfortunately, when it comes to a lot of women I know. They actually don't have the intel or understand where to look and where to find the information on what's actually releasing. Whereas, Jay, we eat, sleep, and breathe this. So, we know these
Yeah, yeah.
calendars well in advance and are prepped and ready to go month to month on exactly like what it is we want to jump on and try and snag a pair of. But I think a lot of
Most
women in the
definitely.
space are still just trying to figure it out and really educate themselves on like understanding these releases, where they're dropping sneakers at versus like the Nike website. I think it's this whole navigation of really understanding how to just know what's out there. As simplified as that may be, I feel like that has kind of been a gap in what's been needed.
No,
What are
understood,
your thoughts on
understood.
it?
Um, how I feel about it is that of course we know this the whole sneaker thing. It's a community,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel, just my opinion, I feel that it's more geared towards men. Not to say
Mm-hmm.
that there aren't women who are totally in
100%.
it and stuff, but I think it's you have more men that give more efforts and they care more about sneakers than women. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like tying into that a lot of the times when you have women's exclusives, I feel like by men not being able to go after that shoe and hype it up the way that they do usually, I feel like that plays a big factor into why a lot of these shoes get overlooked or they might
Mm-hmm.
sit in certain sizes because like for
You
example
do have
the
men that don't want to wear women's exclusives. Like there's
exactly
something
just
about it
because it has the
because,
women's
right?
name on it. Correct.
Exactly.
Just
I was going to ask
so
you like what do you feel about, there is that audience of men who are like, "Nah, like I'm never going to put this on foot. It's a woman's exclusive. This is meant for the
yeah.
girls. Like I'm not going to wear a girl shoe even though the silhouette is a
That's
it's
what
not a
I
woman's Jordan. It's the
that's
same
always what
Jordan,
I go to. That's
right?
always what I go to at the end of the day. Whenever I have a man that's a little overly masculine to say or whatever, they're like, it says women on it. I'm not gonna wear it. Hey, that's fine. I'm not downing you or
Mhm.
saying anything bad about it. But if we just want to be technical, that in particular shoe was made for a man.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan shoes is all like they don't alter this. It's the same
It's
exact
the
silhouette.
same
It's the same
mold. They're not
same
going to
exact
change the
molding.
mold.
They just put a W on it.
Exactly. I mean, there
So
are
so
certain silhouettes where they'll specify it, like the Vomero 5, which released this year. The main thing about that is that it's actually by gender. And they'll tell you, like, this is the Vomero 5 women's. And in the
mm,
tech, I mean, they literally discuss how it's molded and meant for a female foot
mm,
versus, the guy pair.
yeah.
Not that you can't, interchange. Like,
Still
I've
wear it.
definitely
Yeah,
gotten
yeah.
some Vomeros that are meant for the guy's foot. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's almost kind of like if they just kept things maybe even gender neutral, would that change things? And
That
just,
and that's what I
you know
was.
what I'm
That was my
saying?
next point. I was gonna ask you because I brought this up on my channel. I kept. I'm like, look, I'm preaching. I'm like, look, if there's anybody from Jordan Brand who sees this, it might have been the off Nor Jordan threes, the women's, the one that recently came out. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, why don't just moving forward and give me your opinion on this? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Would you, as a woman, be mad if Jordan Brand says, "Hey, you know what? We're not gonna say men's. We're not gonna say women's. We're gonna say unisex."
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Would
Honestly,
that
I,
make you?
I feel like that is the best marketing plan if you're not trying to segregate an audience.
And correct, correct. So that's
Completely.
that's really just
Yeah.
generalizing everyone.
Because,
Like
I
you
mean, if
just
you think about it, right, like the Travis Scott this year, the Air Jordan 1 Olive, right? That was a
yep,
woman's
women's
exclusive. I don't know very many women that actually were able to cop a pair of those. Like,
the
honestly,
men
and
went
that
crazy.
right, and that's quote unquote a woman's exclusive. But at the end of the day, you're not actually giving more of an opportunity for women necessarily for that release just because you're stating it's a woman's exclusive, right?
Correct,
Because
correct,
the guys are going to go after it anyways because it's the type of silhouette and it's the hype around Travis. So, of
correct,
course, there's going to be competition and there's going to be very few women who are probably going to be able to come out on the winning end of things, right? So,
correct.
I don't know that women's exclusive products are helping women specifically,
Yeah.
if that makes
I, it,
sense.
it it's just I don't know. It's just mixed signals all over because prior to
Mhm.
that release, Travis Scott was wearing those shoes, promoing them. But
Exactly. But
it's a
it's a
women's
woman's
exclusive.
exclusive, right? You would
Yeah. So
think then,
it's
okay,
it's
maybe Travis would give this to a woman maybe in his life, have her rock
and
it and like
yeah,
push it. But they didn't do that either. So it's a hard one. It's a
yeah,
hard
yeah.
seller. I will say, like, going back to Yeezy, for instance, I think one of the things that their team did well was leaking them on the Kardashians constantly. It
Oh
was
yeah.
just it was just kind of like subtly out there where you would see
Yep.
Kim wearing it, getting into her G500 or whatever. It was this very subtle mix of just spotting them out in the wild
Correct.
wearing the
Correct.
product. And I feel like you don't see that either. Like, I feel like if Nike made a better attempt at like seeding the right people at the right time, leaking those products, I think that would also help a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's not usual. Like, you don't ever really see that. I feel like in the
Correct.
sneaker community as much.
I just think with them, they're just they might be past that stage as far as like they're because they're the big dogs. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it might take them to take a couple hits or for a company to like maybe step up to their level just a little bit. Then they'll start. Okay, we need to start. Doing this here, doing this type of promo. I think that'll
Mm-hmm.
kind of open their eyes. But as of right now, they can look left of them. They can look to the right of them. There's
I
nobody
mean,
there.
for Travis
Everybody is
Scott, at the
down.
end of the day, right? Like, they're going to move that product. They don't need any help
Correct.
marketing it
Yeah.
necessarily. But I do think, like, if it's meant for women, there needs to be, like, a way to help navigate better to make sure the women have access, like real access to that product. And I know they've done it on Sneakers app where, like they do it by gender and things like that. But we all know, like, it's not that hard to switch your gender and your name around on a sneakers profile. So yeah, I do wish that, for specific sneakers like that are kind of like tier zero store sneakers, there was some way of managing that. But again, like, people are, I guess, going to work the system. You could send your girlfriend in to go get a pair for you, or a wife or whatever,
Yep.
which we've seen with the All Mom and Years when they do those releases. So it's like inevitable. Like, how do we even the playing field, or is that even possible? I don't really know the answer to it, but
It's a tough one, but I don't think Nike and Jordan Brand's gonna invest that much time into it when they flying off shelves. The way
exactly.
well, that's exclusive, but I mean, just the regular ones, they might. I don't know, but yeah, because it just like you said, that nine or that yeah, that nine and under, that they're not going anywhere.
They're
So
not going anywhere. Yeah, they're sitting. So there is this gap, I feel like 100% demographically when it comes to men versus women, and what women are buying up. Because clearly women definitely want to spend money, right? It's just a matter of
correct,
why are they not spending the money on these sneakers that guys are going crazy over, right?
correct, correct.
And I think a lot of it also has to do with, our community. There's very few women out here that are discussing and talking about sneakers. So a lot of girls actually don't even know that there are women out there that are passionate about sneakers on the day-to-day basis, can help educate them on topics like this. So, that's what I'm hoping for in 2024, and really pushing and moving the needle for more women to have a community that they can go to and be educated, on different topics and how to cop sneakers and things like that. I think there's been a need for it, but again, as you know, Jay, this is not the most welcoming community. Whether or not
For
you're a
sure.
guy or a girl is very dog eat dog, and
Yeah,
there is a lot of gatekeeping, and it's not just a topic you can go up there and start talking about sneakers. People are going to judge you right off the bat and ask you a million
correct.
questions before they qualify you as somebody who is educated enough to talk about the topic, right?
Nah, for sure.
It is pretty crazy. But no, it's always interesting, though, to talk to somebody about this, because I do think, we're coming from a different perspective, not from the brand's perspective of things, and being in the community, hearing, these topics kind of going around. And then, we see the numbers and we see what's sitting and what's not. And it always is interesting, right? Why are these sizes not moving?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see in 2024. Are they going to keep pumping out? I think they're going to do a lot less. I just have this feeling they're going to do a lot less women's exclusives in comparison to this year.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't. I done seen a couple of them already pop up on the radar. So hey, we'll see what they do
I
from
know,
there.
right?
But
Watch it be triple down this coming
man,
year.
it's no telling with them.
Somebody's even saying some women know that they can buy grade school, which is true. I think a lot of girls definitely will go for the grade school sizing just because it's more affordable, which I don't blame
Correct.
them. If you can save,
Correct.
couple dollars here and there, like, I'm all for it. My feet are growing, Jay, so I'm about to be out of the grade school sizing here soon.
Oh man.
It's a tough one.
Mhm.
Somebody could have
But
done
yeah,
better with the Jordan 7. Somebody's talking about the Jordan 7 mock-ups. I don't think I saw images of those. I'm not quite sure what he's talking about.
is that supposed to be a upcoming shoe, or are we
I
talking
think
like
he's
a
talking
women's
about an
exclusive?
upcoming shoe.
Okay, okay, okay.
I think so. But even, I was actually at the mall the other day, Jay, and I was seeing a lot of things sitting that I was like shocked.
Same here. I saw
It's
just yesterday full size run of gratitudes
Yep.
at the mall. So
Gratitudes are sitting, Neapolitans, which was pushed towards the
hmm
women demographic, like those are sitting. I'm seeing still, some royal toes sitting. I'm seeing satins sitting as well.
yep.
Just things that I would never, 3, 4 years ago would have ever
Think
thought
that
that
you would have
this
seen
would
this.
be like front
Yeah.
and center. It's Yeah, it's
Different
crazy.
times.
Different
Definitely different
times.
times.
And I'm starting also to see other brands just kind of taking more shelf space. I'm seeing more Hoka taking shelf space. I'm seeing more On products, taking shelf space. And for the first time ever, when I walked into Foot Locker, Jordan is actually in the back. Like, they're not even
Yeah,
front
yeah,
and
yeah,
center in the women's section.
yeah.
It is literally in the corner. And you already know, like, brands tend to push and put front and center products the actual product that's moving, right? So
hmm
it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out like what women are really like into buying, and I think Jordan Brand definitely has a lot of work to do. Not to say women aren't buying it. I see girls all the time in New York rocking J's, but I think there's so much more competition now. It's crazy, right?
Correct.
So many
I,
brands out
I,
there.
no, for sure. They can possibly start with the supply of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a route. Make women's exclusives a little more limited and see, if you
Exactly.
can drive any demand.
That
So
always works. The more
yeah,
limited something is and
the
the
more
less
people
people
gonna
have
want it.
access to it, yeah, people definitely want it. So yeah, we'll see if they switch and shake things up a little bit next year. Definitely have a lot to prove. I think all brands do, but again, the market's just getting saturated with so many brands to choose from. And I feel like in the past, Jordan Brand and Nike just didn't have as much competition. They were front and
Yeah,
center, and it was Adidas and them, and that was kind of you had your Pumas, your Reeboks, and other brands, but it's just now it's like times 10.
yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Asics is even making its way back onto shelves. I mean, that's
Man, I
another brand
saw
I
a
haven't
pair
seen
of
in a minute.
Asics re. Man, I saw a pair of Asics reselling for like $1,000 not too long ago. Earlier today, somebody retweeted and they was like, "There's no way,
On my top 10,
bruh."
Jay, that's all I talk about. People have been mocking me and making fun of me for throwing Asics out there on my list. I'm like, go check the resale
Hey,
market. You tell
yeah,
me that I'm the
Asics is
crazy
up.
one. It's cool. But like
Asics
the
is
the
up.
Asics I didn't cop this year, they're all going for a grand.
Mm.
Even Saucony, the one I didn't
Oh
get,
yeah,
ah, in the thousands. Like who would have thought a Sandy Lang
that's
like Saucony would be that price point? I mean, it's
that's
crazy.
yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, not Saucony, sorry, Solomon. I'm having a brain fart. But even
Oh.
Saucony's doing its thing with J Tips. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and those have resale too. Like Saucony has been one of those brands where I feel like it hasn't been on people's radar as much, but like everybody's doing these really intricate, cool collabs. So it's always fun, I guess, to see each year, right? Like who's going to come out on top and why.
Yep.
Very cool. But all right, everybody who's jumping in here, we got Jay, the sneaker guy, in the house with us tonight. We're gonna start talking about our top 10. Yeah, everybody's like J Tips. Did you check? Are you a Saucony fan? Have you tried the J Tips? I feel like those would look fire on you, Jay.
I haven't. I haven't. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been easing my way into some New Balances lately, but I'm definitely like I said, I told my channel, I was like, look, 2024 is the year I'm gonna start venturing off and we're gonna do some reviews on some new and different brands and Asics is definitely on my radar. And Saucony, like we got a lot of things that we about oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Them go crazy. Them go crazy. Those gotta come with some extra laces too, right?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, they
it's
look like they
actually
come.
it's tied up with two sets right here. So what
Oh
he did
my.
was he did the purple on the top and the gray on the bottom.
That's the J Tip ones you telling me about?
Yeah, this is the first one. He had three that released this year, but this was his first one. This is my favorite out of the three that he did a collab with. But like really cool messaging. Remember who fronted. It's I love his story. It's a similar story to all of us actually, Jay. Like I mean, it's just he's got grinding and just all the inspirational quotes and things are intertwined into the sneaker. So he did his thing with this, and
That's
definitely
dope.
I feel like when it's your first collab, it's got to be so scary because you have no clue, your fan base if they're
Correct,
gonna love what
correct.
you put out there, and he went all out with this one.
Man. Yeah, he didn't hold back. But that
Mm-mm.
came out dope though. That definitely came out dope. That's definitely gonna catch somebody's attention when you rocking those.
Oh, 100%.
Hmm.
100%. All right, Jay, you ready to get into this? Starting with our,
Let's do
our
it. Let's do
number
it.
10 of 2023.
Let's do it.
All right, what's your number 10?
For me, number 10, man, I might have to go with mm, it's gotta be the Powerpuff Girls collection.
Okay.
The whole collection, all three of them.
It's fire. 100%.
Yeah, definitely a dope collab. I mean, it definitely would have made it lower on a top 10 list for me, but I mean, just I feel like it's just not like a everyday shoe. It's not, like a all around wear shoe. It's definitely a collector's piece, in my opinion.
I
So, but I like the
mean,
details of it. How they,
were you a big fan too? I mean,
nah,
they've
nah, nah.
they've
I
been
wasn't.
around for a minute, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even back then, I knew of them, but I wasn't. I wasn't really watching it. I wasn't. I just knew of the show, but I never really watched it. You know what I'm saying? I know of it, and I'm a
based
fan
on the
of how the.
characters though, they did their thing. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's definitely, and I talked a little bit about this too, but I think they're trying to just kind of veer into more females as well. You know what I'm saying? Like they definitely
Nah, for
had
sure.
3 women skateboarders, and I
Yep.
think it's
On
one of
sneakers, I
those where
seen
both
that.
men and women watch it, but it was a way for them to kind of just veer off a little bit and market it slightly differently.
Nah, for sure.
But my top Jordan that lands its number 10, I
Oh,
can't find it, but you have it.
look, we talking Jordans. I done started the show all,
It's all
all
right. It's
wrong.
all right, guys.
Nah, I can give you a Jordan though. Let me get back on topic, but go ahead.
I know. It's hard to get off the Powerpuff Girls, though. I mean, it's like that. I have it behind me. Everybody stops and stares at those. But I'm gonna go with the Alma Maniere. You have them. So they had the Dawn and the Dusk. I think the Dawn, though, between the two colorways, I think I preferred a bit more. Of course, we all know there's been so much drama behind Alma Maniere, so it kind of took away, I think, from the appeal of the sneaker a little bit. Took some attention off of
Agreed.
it. I don't think it's the best Alma Maniere that we've seen. I think that James has definitely done a bit better, in my opinion, with some of the earlier, pieces that he dropped. But this definitely like quality. I don't even know how he got some of those materials approved, Jay.
Oh yeah, yeah. He been
It's
going.
expensive. Like you
Hey,
feel the material and everything he did on that sneaker. I'm just like,
he
this is
never.
another level
Yeah.
for a Jordan.
Nah, for sure. For sure. But nah, okay. On the note of Jordans, okay. Let me go ahead and take back my first pick, and I definitely have to go with the Jordan 1 Low, the Black Toe OGs.
Okay. I
Definitely
mean, a
a
lot
fan
of
of the.
people went crazy for those, especially OG fans. Like, I try and explain that to my audience sometimes because, like, there are some OG colorways, people hate on it, but they don't realize, like, sometimes you're not going to get a color for a decade. Like, you may get that OG colorway and never see it
Yeah.
again for 20 more years.
That's why people double up. Even such as myself,
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't know when he's gonna come back out. Let me go ahead and grab me a second one just in case, I beat up or
Exactly.
something. Yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
try and explain that to people all the time because I think, we're crazy when we double up on things, but it's because we've waited so long for that colorway to release, and there honestly I feel like there is no rhyme or reason to when Jordan Brand decides like, yeah, let's just drop this OG that dropped originally in the 80s 20
Hmm.
years later.
No facts. That's the big facts.
And there'll be subtle changes too sometimes with the Jumpman logo, the Wings logo. So, like, we have no control over what that sneaker is going to come out looking like. So, I agree. I mean, that was a great OG color scheme to be brought back. And of course, like, you can't go wrong with an Air Jordan 1 low. I mean, I definitely have my pair sitting on ice back there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I doubled up on those lows. I had to. Dope shoe.
Never know when it's gonna come back. I mean, there's everybody too. They'll wait on it and say, "Nah, I'm gonna pass this time around," and then 10 years later, they're like, "Man, I should have snagged one of those."
Uh, you get old waiting, man. Like you never know. Like you said, you never know when they're gonna come back out. So
Never know. So next up, I guess Jordan Brand team put this together, but on a performance based product, I want to just put one in there. Not that you can't play basketball in Jordan ones, you can, but I don't
that's
want
the
to hurt my
Tatum. That's the Cool
toes.
Grays.
This
The
is the
Tatum
cool
Cool
gray
Grays.
Tatum. Yeah. I
Yeah, them
mean,
fire. Fire.
They're so sick. I honestly didn't know his favorite like silhouette was the cool gray 11s, but he did his thing with this collab. I mean, I just
Fire.
think it looks so good. It's such a lightweight sneaker as well. I don't know if you've tried these on, Jay, but I think this
I
honestly is the
had
lightest basketball sneaker that like Jordan Brand has out right now.
Yeah, I need to definitely try that. I need to definitely try those on and try to hoop in it to see how it is.
I'm just bummed because these are the type of sneakers I needed growing up, and everything like if I still had my old Jordan sneakers and I held them up to the stadium, like I'm like, how did I even run in those? Like, how did I even get off the ground?
Damn. Hey, those fit true to size or they snug? They look like they like you got to go up a half size.
Yeah, they're a little bit snug, but I will say like the knitting on the top is very flexible. There's
Okay,
no
okay. So
weight
what
to
kind of?
this. I mean, the material they used is insane. I mean, literally,
Okay.
you can't even feel the sneaker on your foot.
Mm, that's
But
dope.
it is a bit narrow. So I will say, if you have wider feet, you may want to go half a size up on these. Can you see how shallow that is in the toe box?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It looks yeah that look thin. Like I see why it could be a very light. The whole shoe looks like it's just it looks like a light shoe.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like, do you see that? How it's lifted off the base of the midsole there?
Yeah, that back part.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
It's
actually dig them
crazy.
shoes. I actually got to get me a pair. I definitely got to get me a. So that's your question. Your feet stops at the gray part, or does it sink into the white part to the insole? It's like a
So this
mix.
actually sinks in, but it's like it's hovering right above the midsole. So there's actually air underneath there. So it
Man,
looks almost like it's a sock liner,
look, you done
a
sold me
completely
on a
different
pair of them
compartment.
Tatum's.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
they literally tried everything they could to make this as lightweight as possible. I love a good techie sneaker, especially when they develop something brand new that we haven't seen before, because that to me is like the hardest thing to do
Yeah.
as like anything goes skill wise. Like you can create different color schemes and color blocking things on sneakers when they re-release and you're redoing colorways, but to create a brand new silhouette like this is just so above and beyond crazy to me.
Yeah. Nah, I dig it. You
What
you done
about your
sold me
number
on a pair
nine,
of them
Jay?
too.
I know we got to see you hooping these now. See what you think.
Coming soon.
Didn't see that one coming. I know everybody didn't see that one coming. I have to keep all of you on your toes for my top 10 tonight. Can't keep you knowing every single pick I'm gonna have tonight. Ah, somebody says these are nice, JT, one of my favorite players after Booker, after Devin Booker. He's not bad, which is why he gets his own sneaker collection.
Facts. Facts.
So what goes down is your number 9.
Number nine. Number nine. I gotta go with the Jordan 8 playoffs.
The 8s, okay. Are you a big 8 fan?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm just that's actually my favorite Jordan 8, the playoffs.
Really?
OG. Favorite OG
Okay.
is the playoffs. And I was excited to see that those were releasing and I doubled up on those as well. Fire.
They've been releasing actually quite a few good looking 8s this year. I mean, I feel like
Oh yeah.
8s don't typically make it on people's lists because it's one of the overlooked Jordan silhouettes, as I would say.
Mm-hmm.
My only issue with it is like I did the winterized 8 actually this year, which is pretty sick, especially for somebody
Yeah.
who lives like in New York, because it's actually like a warm looking sneaker, and it kind of looks like a boot, the color scheme that they went with, and it's got
Yes.
like this silver and nice black hues to it. But
Uh-huh.
they winterized it, so it's got a little bit of a thicker kind of padding to it than you typically have. Like you could never play basketball in those; your feet would
Nah,
sweat.
nah, nah, nah. It's not
But when you're walking and it's like negative degrees outside, it's great. Like your feet are going to stay warm and toasty.
one.
But I was pretty excited just to kind of see Jordan give us a couple nice looking 8s here and there, because I do think sometimes these silhouettes get forgotten and overlooked by your typical 1, 2, 3s, and then they jump into, I feel like, 11s, and then you got your 13s and 14s. But yeah, I think this year we've got some good 8s
Agreed.
All right.
What you
Where's
got?
my number? So I gotta look back at my list.
Mhm.
Number 8 is gonna be I think the wash pinks actually.
Oh, the ones fire,
Yep, the
fire.
ones. So if you like the hyper royals, and they did their thing, I feel like, with this kind of washed look.
Yeah.
I have been wearing these so much this year. It's one of those sneakers that I feel like whenever I'm looking for something to kind of go with something, for some reason these have been at the top of the list this year. And I'm really weird with pink, Jay. You know that term, shrink it and pink it. I have to
Yeah.
have a good pink. Like, I don't want it to be so over the top girly, but I feel like this just it goes so well because of the vintage tones that they added in here with the
Mm-hmm.
midsole and the tongue and everything. And it's a good pink. I will say, like, it's a
Yeah.
good looking pink, and it looks distressed, it looks aged, and I get
Yeah.
so many compliments on this when I wear them.
Yeah. They killed that shoe. I really forgot that that shoe released this year, but that's a well executed shoe. Colors,
Honestly, I
everything.
forgot it released
This.
this year too, Jay. I was going through my list like, wait, did that release this year?
Yeah, the sale hits even down to that midsole, how they sailed it out. Like, that's dope. The sale with the pure white on the top, like, yeah, they did their thing with that.
All right, what's your number 8 gonna be?
Oh no, we are number. Oh yeah, number
Number
eight.
8. I
Number.
know. I think I may have said 7.
Oh no, no, you good. No,
Number
you right on
number
that.
8.
Number eight for me, I gotta go with another. Is it an OG? I don't know if it's an OG. The Thunders,
Oh, the Thunders. Okay.
Thunder Fours.
Yeah.
Thunder Four is
Solid pick.
definitely a pair that a lot of people was wanting a retro. We finally got it, and I want to say that, like, that can really be like almost an all around like Jordan sneaker of the year as far as for the demand, man. The demand of that shoe, like to this day, like people are still like.
People
I want to say
love
it was
a Thunder
more.
colorway.
You said another
People
colorway.
love no, people love the Thunder colorway. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
especially in New York, I see it all the time.
Man, like people like that shoe. It kind of it didn't sell out instantly to stay. I've seen a couple sitting on shelves, but it didn't
Hmm.
last long at all. Like, and then once they sold out, like people was blowing me up. I can get Thunder Fours. I can get Thunder Fours.
It's not fun.
I'm
It's
like,
not funny
man,
how that happens, right? You wait on something, and then all of a sudden everybody starts wearing it, and next thing you know, I always say this, right? Because
that
people assume if something doesn't sell out immediately, it's not a good sneaker. But at
yeah,
the end of the day, right? It doesn't initially matter when something sells out as long as it sells out, and that's what Jordan Brand can do, right? Even if it's like day 3, day 4, a week later, a month later, if it sells out, it sells out.
correct. Yeah,
Same
but
old, same
yeah,
old thing. Rudy got him. Rudy, of course. So Rudy, just so you know, Rudy is the king of stacking up. Like, he'll buy 3 pairs of sneakers that release. He has one of the biggest collections. Rudy, we got to take a tour of your place sometime. But Rudy, legit, anything Jordan, like, he's got 3 pairs of every release
that's what
that
he be.
drops.
He be tripling up. He triples up.
Tripling up. That is Rudy to a T. That man triples up on every Jordan release. And his
Damn,
whole
Rudy.
family
Okay.
jumps in, supports him, helps him out. Because I'm like, Rudy, how do you triple up on these? Even double up sometimes. Because I'm like, I couldn't even cop one.
Dang. And he got the plug.
Yeah. Somebody's asking for a Shay J and Fomer Simpson collab. What kind of collab
Oh
you
man,
want from us? A sneaker, a sock, a tee? All 3 of us on at the same time?
man.
I learned swapping from Jay. Oh, he learned from you. Rudy
Hey,
follows you too,
salute,
Jay, just so
man.
you know. He's a big fan of
Salute.
yours.
Appreciate that, man. For sure. Appreciate that.
All right. Number 7 for me is going to be the Union Summer of 96. This
Fire.
took this
Fire.
took
Look,
so long,
okay,
Jay,
okay.
for
I
me to
see what you.
get.
Come on now. See, that's on my list. That's a little bit lower though. But yeah, those are fire. Though people do not understand that shoe. Like I'm
Mm-mm.
glad you done. And see, I should. Pardon me. I should have brought my shoes out to have in my hand. But man, look, I got 2 of those. people was like,
Two of
man,
them.
I don't want those are ugly to vote. No, that's a very unique, well crafted shoe, man. You gotta, when you think about different and thinking outside the box, man, like ain't no other way to put it than a shoe like that. Like that shoe like is expression of just something outside the box right there. So yeah, fire shoe. That's a good pick.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the story was cool. Sometimes we get these really cool stories that are intertwined within a sneaker collaboration. And, with Union, I feel like sometimes I hate it or love it. But again, I think like the weaving on this, it's a very intricate weaving. And I think it's something that Jordan Brand and Nike have rolled out with different collaborations this year. It's something I feel like they kind of test the waters with, see how the consumer feels about it. And if, it goes crazy, then they keep kind of using that type of intricate material on other sneakers and products. But this is not an easy weave by any means. And it again has a nice vintage feel. I love sneakers where I know too, like these are gonna age well, Jay. Like
oh yeah,
well.
I know it. I can see they're gonna break in good too. Like once
Look at that
you wear
leather. I mean, the leather on this toe
man,
box.
telling you, people gonna come back a couple years down the line and see someone with them on feet, and they're gonna be like, man, them things actually look good. Like I'm telling you, that's one of those shoes right there.
Yeah,
that's one of those shoes. And then once the market starts getting right, oh yeah,
this is
then
a sneaker though, right?
Long.
That you're gonna get lots of compliments from too. Like I feel like this sneaker, hands down, like people kind of stop, give it a double take, and then they're like, "Damn, that's a sneaker." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep.
That it is.
I see that happening with those.
Got mad compliments. Okay, yeah. I literally this is a sneaker. If you want to look at me sneaker, but it's not like crazy colors and things that are going on out there, like this is something you should have.
Correct. I agree.
Just want to shout out everybody as well who are not on YouTube necessarily. We are streaming as well on X. So shout out to my X family or Twitter family. Hard to say what to call it these days. But again, thank you to everybody who's hopped on board with Jay and I. We're going through our top 10 Jordan picks of 2023 and making our way through. We're at number 7 right now. What's your number 7 going to be, Jay?
Number 7. Number 7 for me. I gotta go with the Jordan 1, the high 85s, the black and white joints.
Okay. The 85s, I messed up when I first got my first pair of 85s, Jay. They run so small. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they do.
They run so small. Because if you look at the back of an 85, there's something weird. It doesn't start like where a 1, like an actual Air Jordan 1 high would start. It's a little bit farther up.
Correct. Yeah, it's a little more snug fitted, like it's tighter because just like you said, I don't know why the end foot part it starts a little bit closer in, so you might got to go a half size up on those, but
I've gotten smarter in my days. I'm going all the way up, just sizing up on everything now.
Oh yeah. Nah, I feel.
It's my security, my insurance, making sure just in case my feet grow.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, the 85s are, if you haven't tried an 85, I mean, I've had some good 85s, and I feel like they always kill it with the quality, the materials, the leather on them is always like just A1. It's a good silhouette. Number 6. So number 6 is, I mean, I hate to give so much love to Air Jordan 1s, but it's going to be my UNC toes.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, I love UNC colors in general, but I will say, with any Jordan 1 that we get, you don't know about the quality till you have it in hand, which can be frustrating because they're all over the place sometimes, Jordan, with like what materials they use. And I mean, they really nailed it with the leather on this toe box.
Oh yeah. They did good with those. Is that a GS pair or is that like a men's pair?
This is men's.
Yeah. See, and look at it just from what you're showing on the screen there, like that tumble, like that's why I was
and
asking because I'm like, dang,
Jay, like you won't even get the tumbled leather on the side panels. Like sometimes they'll only just put it on the toe box.
Toe box or on the side, yeah.
Exactly.
But that's how you got a good quality pair right there. You got it on the heel area, like yeah.
I mean, you can see it
Definitely.
right there by the wings as well. I mean,
You got you a buttery pair because my pair don't even look like that. You got you a good one. Good pick out the litter.
it's like that mystery box. We have no clue.
Hmm.
It's the truth though. But yeah, that's gonna be my number 6. What about you?
So mine is going to be the Jordan
Tripled.
1, the Union.
Oh, the Union. Okay. All right.
Yep, my Union will go in that spot right there. I'll put my Unions right there. Like I
All
said, I
right. So
doubled up on
everybody,
them.
this is Jay's pick.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely a clean pair right there. Mandatory for me. Like when people were talking down on it, I was like, like give me 2 of those. Like, I'm gonna let
I
y'all
feel like
catch
people
up
were
to.
talking down more on the double stacked pair. For
Oh yeah,
me.
the women. It was the
Um,
women's one.
yeah, but for women in general, like when I walked into Foot Locker and I was looking at the shelves the other day, literally everything is triple stacked. That's like what's
Mm.
moving right now. In every brand, New Balance, Jordan, Adidas, they all have something that has a double stacked midsole because they want the height, you know?
Hmm. Hmm. That's hmm.
Literally go into any of your sneaker retailers. You're gonna like look at the woman section, Jay. You're gonna die. Like every single brand has a double stacked. Even like I think Adidas, I saw a Samba that was double
Huh.
stacked. Even like a shell toe, they had a double stack on. Converse
That's
has their
crazy.
double
I think I
stack.
seen that. I think I seen the double stack shell toe. That's crazy though.
It's crazy.
That's
I mean, they're
crazy.
just adding double midsoles on every pair right now because that's what girls are going crazy for.
Wow. But nah,
So I,
that Jordan 1, that shoe right there is ahead of its time. Mark my words. Like that's a futuristic shoe. When you see that shoe in 2 3 years, it's all gonna make
Mhm.
sense.
Someone said you made them throw on the teal laces. Actually, I loved what you did with those teal laces on these, Jay. Like that was so fire.
Thanks.
But you specifically ordered those teal laces, right?
No, those teal laces came from my Jordan 1 Turbo Greens.
That's where it was from. Because I was like, wait, where did you get those teal laces? Because they should have added those in here.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good look just to make it
Yeah.
pop off of that little razzle dazzle on the side panel on the right
You
there.
were the
So
only one I saw that did that, Jay, and you did your thing with it because sometimes
thank
like you just it's hard to visually see what something would look like, and you did that lace swap, and I feel like everyone was like, "Damn, that looks so good."
you. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, what you
Of
got
course,
next?
Rudy,
What's your next pick?
Rudy's over here tripled up on those. Of course you did, Rudy. Always tripling up.
Hey, I ain't mad at him for doing that.
Next, let me see where my Palominos are.
Oh, so that's in your next spot right there,
So my
Palomino?
Jordan 1 is going to be the Palominos. I know the Palominos got a lot of hate this year, Jay. Like, what
Nah,
do you think
nah. Hey,
about that?
Palominos went crazy.
Out here, like
Palominos,
people were sitting on these for a little bit. I don't know why, but I mean,
man.
I get it. It's not a mocha, fine. But like I just need a Jordan 1 where I know like I'm not gonna have to consistently need to clean it, and I love like how much black they added to this. I just think it's clean, and again, just really good quality on these.
Definitely fire shoe, man. I got 2 of those. Definitely was a mandatory must have.
Doubling up for Jay, and Rudy's over there
Whew.
tripling up. So anybody getting 4 pairs?
Hey, go on, yeah. Sheesh. But
Somebody
yeah,
got the
that's
Beffies
a
collab
great
for
pick.
$40 under retail.
Crazy. Those actually
Crazy.
restocked yesterday.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but that's a
mean,
great pick.
Jordan always gives some extra love towards the end of the year, right? For those of you who took L's on certain things or had an afterthought and tried to go back
Mm.
and buy a pair, but they were sold out.
Oh yeah.
Rudy, Palominos should be on everyone's list. I just, this is a good looking sneaker, especially like color wise. Like you can't beat these tones. I mean, just an easy to style shoe too. Like people always ask me with, Jordans, what kind of colors do you really like kind of veer towards? I 100% always recommend these kind of tones. Because you can
Yeah,
go all
same.
black, you could go neutral with tan tones, khaki
Yep.
tones.
You can
Also,
do so
like
much, so
Jay,
much with
you
that.
kill it with your style too. I forgot to even mention that, to the shade community out there, but Jay does his thing when it comes to styling, like from head
Thank
to
you.
toe. Jay
Thank you.
kills it out there.
Man, I try to do a little coordination.
Try, no, every time you nail it. That's hard to
Appreciate that.
do. So, what is your number five?
Number five. All right, we in the top five now. So my number five,
Top
and
five. Yeah, go get it.
oh
Yeah,
man.
go grab it.
Yeah. Let me grab my. Give me back. Chat. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna
All right,
grab my top
we're gonna
five
go
because
on
I.
intermission here for a second while Jay goes and grabs a couple pairs from his crazy wall back there.
Give me a second.
But for those of you who are just dropping in, Jay and I definitely are killing it with our top 10. This is definitely exciting for me because I know a lot of people wanted me to kind of separate my list up just because there's so many sneakers that dropped this year. But let me know in the comments, what is a pair that you really were crazy about in 2023? Would love to hear from you. To hear your thoughts as well on what you're looking forward to in 2024. Cop those for your son for Christmas and he put them straight to foot. I mean, hey, I would have cried, honestly, if I would have got a pair of Palominos for Christmas from my mom when I was a little kid. But, any Jordans I would have cried to get. So you're an amazing father for gifting your son that. What doesn't he have? I honestly I don't know what Jay doesn't have. He is one of the hardest working YouTubers out there, and I mean, he kills it with the fit. So if you guys aren't already subscribed to his channel, be sure to go on over, check his channel out because he does some of the coolest fits. There's not a lot of guys actually that do a lot of fits when it comes to styling sneakers. I'm one of the few females out here doing it, and it's because it's hard. Like it is hard to do videos in general, but to have to go and style them individually, that is so time consuming. The Jordan 5 Alma Maneras. Jerry, that was actually at the start of my list. Playoff eights. Okay, Desmond. So same on the same track as Jay is with the eights. A lot of people were talking about the eights this year. It's pretty rare that you hear people going crazy and gung ho for those eights. So I'm loving that people were able to get those playoffs this year. You find it, Jay?
We back. We ready.
All right.
We got the
Top five.
right
Jay had
here.
to bring the heat out so you could see it up close and personal. So what's number 5, Jay?
Number five, y'all. So number five, I got to go with, and I be forgetting that these released this year, man. The Jordan 13 playoffs. Jordan 13 playoffs. This is my first time owning them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They released. I want to say this is the third time they've released, and I wasn't able to get them the first or second. So shoot it, I always wanted. I had to go ahead and grab them. And yes, I was a big fan, and I turned into a kid when they released because I was like, man, yeah, needed them.
Yeah, that's one pair I didn't hold this year, but man, the quality looks perfection on those.
Oh, yeah.
That black tumbled leather.
Yeah,
that's a good looking sneaker. I mean, pretty particular with like my 13s, but I'm kind of bummed I didn't get a pair of these.
Yeah. Which so you didn't get them, period, or you got them and got rid of them?
Honestly, so when these released, I was traveling, Jay, and you know how it is when you're on the road. It's just it complicates things sometimes. So, oh yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm spacing. I did get a pair of those. I did a total unboxing on these.
Okay. But what you got? What's your number 5? We in the top 5.
Very, very underrated though.
For sure.
And 13s are hard, like, of course I love my Flint 13s. Like, there's just like some solid colorways. My first video actually I did for Jimmy Jazz was the Starfishes. Do you remember that release?
Yeah.
But
clean shoe. Yeah,
clean. I mean, I feel like with 13s in general, like I feel like they always do a good job with the leather, and it is definitely something. Yeah.
Most
something
definitely.
I get excited about when they do release. But again, it's one of those things you have to have it in hand. Pictures just
Definitely.
don't do those justice. I feel like half the time.
Nah,
13's
I agree.
top three most comfortable shoe. I agree. I mean,
For
it's a
sure.
great comfortable sneaker, and Tinker Hatfield did his thing with that design. I mean, it's a great looking sneaker. It's based what off of a panther's foot basically with the tiger eye and everything on there, but a really solid sneaker. I know that Rudy probably copped three of those. So Soulfly has some underrated Jordan 13. Soulfly has done some good 13s too.
Yeah, for sure. For
100%.
sure. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I actually
mean,
got them.
it's like hard to keep up though. I mean, how many if we were to count, Jay, like how many sneakers did Jordan release this year? It was like triple the amount that we've seen in the past few years, I feel like.
Yeah. It's I can't even think to it right now. It's a
Right? That's
lot.
why I'm like I'm actually struggling if I had to count how many Jordans released this year because you we always get like these early calendars, right? But I almost feel like you have to multiply that by
Yeah,
3 every season because not only are you
correct.
getting the calendar worth, but they're like throwing in pieces left and right
Different
of
things
this at
that
the
pop
same
up.
time.
Yep, things pop up out the
Exactly.
blue. Crazy.
Three. Of course, Rudy, you have three Palominos. All right, I'm gonna keep asking you all night, Rudy, if you got
Oh
three
man.
pairs of each of these picks. But so yeah, so the five for me was the Palomino. So four for me is gonna be the Jordan 1 Celadon.
Oh yeah, clean look, and those were a lot more limited than people expected, or
A
like,
lot
cause
more
those,
limited.
yeah, those right now in my area are nowhere to be found. That's one of the recent retro releases that they gone, they gone. Like that's a fire
Yeah.
shoe right there. Definitely a clean pair.
This is it's a pair too. I feel like you need to have in hand because like this jade colored green, the Celadon green, it doesn't look the same in photos. It's one of those things
Nah,
where like up close it looks amazing, but in photos I was a little bit iffy at first about it, but it's it's amazing. Like I never would have thought this would have made my top 10 list, but hands down like it's just a good looking sneaker.
yeah,
Quality on these is amazing. Look at the swoosh, Jay.
yeah, yeah. The only thing I personally didn't like was the stitching around the swoosh.
Yeah, I did
Which,
question that a
which
bit.
I mean, it's not a deal breaker by far. I kind of like, all right, look, it's a craft shoe. They're calling it a craft slash celadon. So hey, it's got to get a little crafty. But that jade green that you brought up, even that when you rub your finger on it, it has
Mm-hmm.
that back and forth two tone type of sweat. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
premium. Like it's like a premium quality shoe. Like they nailed that shoe. That shoe, just like you said, you got to see it in hand in order to
Yeah.
kind of
And
appreciate
this
that shoe for
material,
what it
when
is.
you feel it, Jay, this is not like what I'm used to feeling on Jordan 1s. Any Jordan 1s. Like I'm trying to think of this like texture of, leather on the back here. It's
Yeah,
something different. I don't even know. Maybe it has something to do with the dye, but you can just tell it has more of a vintage feel to it. It's definitely been distressed a bit intentfully. Uh, but yeah, they did their thing with this one.
yeah, yeah. Them celadons go crazy.
All right, what's your number four?
Number four for me. Ooh, number four for me has to be a collaboration shoe in which I doubled up on. Shout out to his name is what, Rudy.
Rudy, did you
He
get
probably
three
got
on this
three.
one? We're gonna have to see.
He, he probably got three of them, but man, come on, man. The Jordan 3.
J Balvin's, yep.
J Balvin,
Yep.
Sunset Medellins, y'all. Sunset Medellins. This right here, I think that it was a dope collab. The materials go crazy. Like, excellent leather quality all throughout the shoe, inside and outside. Like, I like the way the shoe came out, and I want to have one just on ice. You see, I still got my little tab in the bag. This is my case pair. Like, these
In
going on ice,
comparison
but
to
yeah.
the other variations, like the one and the two, do you prefer this out of those three?
I do. I do. Reason being is because I feel like this is the more chill, down to earth, kind of like more wearable pair. Like, of course, the ones was insanely crazy. I see what he was doing with it, but it was just blow. It just screams at you. The twos, nice. Those are clean. Those are clean. The only thing
And
that
the
threw me
whole
off
light
about the
up on
twos,
here.
the light up. But that's a fire shoe though. Them twos is fire. Like that's a very nice and creative shoe. The thing, like I said, is that the light. There's no charging. Once that light goes out, it's over with.
That was the one thing. Like, I've been very scarce on pressing the button because I did think about that. I'm like, wait, when the battery runs out, what do you do?
It's over with. But
It's
even
over
at
with,
that
right?
too, if you don't use it though, I feel like you're
It's
gonna
gonna
get the
die
same
too,
result.
right?
It's
So
gonna
like,
die.
what do you
Yeah. So
do?
it's
It's like a
like
battery charger. You gotta like run it every
yeah.
couple weeks, I guess, or it's gonna die out
They
on
could
you
have
completely.
they could have charged us an extra $30 to $50 to give us a charger to sit on it. I think that would have made that shoe that much better. That shoe would have. I'm not gonna. It'd be blasphemy to say it, but it would be like on a mag status almost, like as far as like or a Jordan 11 Adapt, something like that, to where you can throw it on a charger. I think that would have gave that shoe that much more oomph. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, actually.
but
That'd be crazy if inside it came with, you know how sometimes just like chargers you set your phone on top, but if it was like a charger you just place the sneaker on top and it charges it?
it charges it.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy, and you ain't got to worry about your light ever dying. Like that
Mm-hmm.
would have amplified that shit. I think just like I said, by it not being able to be charged, people was like, okay, the light feature is kind of pointless.
Exactly. I mean, I've definitely gotten compliments like pressing the light on, showing it to people. They're like, "Wow, that's so sick." But yeah, I think the thought process was amazing with the collaboration, but then it's like, all right, as far as like the sneaker aging, what's going to happen after the light dies? Is
It
there
was a
an
miss.
opening
Yeah,
in the tongue? Like, yeah, you can't open that tongue up. It's that light's in there.
correct.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
definitely a bummer. But that J Balvin is also on my list, Jay, just a little bit higher up. But I agree with you. Like, I definitely think that out of the three that he's dropped so far, I think the question too is, are we going to see a four next year from him, or like what's going to be next up on the list?
We're supposed to be getting the black pair.
Okay, interesting. A
Which one do
black
you
pair.
like better? Huh?
I mean, it depends. I'm very particular with black sometimes, and depending on, you know, like what the tones are with it for the color blocking. I wasn't as huge a fan with like the one. I just, you know, it's bright. There's a lot going on with that, and I know a lot of people like it because it's more of like a standout, look at me kind of pair. But I prefer just more kind of neutral tones.
Correct. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, I think I might be there with you. Like I said, we haven't the world hasn't seen the black pair in hand yet or anything like
I
that. But
know
based off pictures with me, I think I'm gonna go with the sunset this pair
the
because it's
sunset.
just
Yeah.
yeah. I think I'm gonna go with that over that black pair. But I mean, hey,
Yeah,
we just gonna have
I
to
think
wait
I gotta
and
agree
see.
with you. I mean, and it's cool because it's about where he's from, and you know, it has that originality. I actually like that he has transitioned each time into something subtly different. Because
Yeah,
sometimes, you know, I feel like pairs just start to look the same with collaborations, but I feel like J Balvin has definitely distinctively made key differences with every silhouette that he's collabed with Jordan Brand on.
yeah. I agree.
All
Definitely got
right.
to give him a little applause for that because he did separate himself with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to do collaborations, and it's hard to come up with concepts and ideas. I feel like that, you know, your community is going to vibe with. So I definitely think he's switched it up, kept people on their toes. So it's kind of one of those. I love it because we don't know what to expect. It kind of sucks when you have an idea of what a collab's going to look like, and you're just like, all right, yeah, I expected that from this person. But yeah, definitely
Yeah,
with him, you really don't know what you're going to get.
agreed.
Somebody's like, that black pair though. Yeah, I mean, hey, there's a lot of people, like, I have so many friends, Jay, that they only wear black sneakers. Like, that's their thing. They don't like light colors. They don't want to get it dirty. And I hear you.
Hmm.
Like, I think that's why he's switching up the tones for us, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's almost catering to every type of person. If you're a loud
yeah.
statement person, you're probably going to go crazy for the ones. You know, if you want to be
Hmm.
somebody who is like a look at me at night, then there you have the twos. And then the threes, it's like, this is somebody who's more subdued.
Just chill. Yeah. I think actually that two might be in the middle.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
too, you can be calm without the light, but if you want to add a little razzle dazzle to it, you turn on that light, you're gonna have the
turn it
oohs in
on,
the
right?
eyes. So yeah, I think he did a yeah, like you said, he put together his whole little lineup the right way.
Exactly. Oh, Parker Collectibles, thank you for the donation. Appreciate you and all the support you guys have given the channel this year. I really appreciate you guys. We had such a great 2023, and of course, Jay, to have you on the first time. Everybody clearly follows us both, and I'm really just excited to see your growth on your channel, Jay. You've been making some moves and of course grinding and pumping out the content, which in general is
Well,
hard to do. So really respect and appreciate you coming on board with us this evening.
anytime. Look, next time I see you, you're gonna have 100K. It's gonna be just like that. Watch. 100K is knocking at the
Not
door,
knocking
man.
on
Y'all get
wood.
Marissa to 100K, y'all.
I got my bear brick from YouTube today. This was one of the
I
coolest
saw
gifts
that.
I think I've ever gotten.
Was that on? Did you do it on Instagram? I think I don't know why
I
I saw
did
that.
I did it everywhere. Yeah, I put like a reel up. I put,
Okay, okay.
pretty much
That's
everything up,
fire though.
but
That's dope though. That's dope. Yeah, that is
and it's
fire.
a speaker, Jay. How crazy is that?
It's
Do
a
you see
Bluetooth.
behind it? Yeah, it's Bluetooth. It's a speaker bear
Oh
brick.
man, that's lit. That's lit.
And look, there's a
What was
charger.
the term? Like,
This
so
is
what?
what we
You
needed on the
won that?
sneaker.
How did you win that?
So you could have actually asked for a bear brick from YouTube. Like they sent out, an email, and then they selected a few creators basically to send one out to.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like a
dope.
lot of creators too didn't know what bear brick was, and I was like, bear brick? Did you say bear brick?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
I would have
sign me
probably
up.
been one of them. I'd have been like, yeah, yeah, but I know now.
I know. That's like one of the hypest things I could possibly own. This is like the most rare bear brick I think ever because it's custom. They customized it. It even
Yeah.
has actually my channel name on the back of the leg of this
Oh,
and when my channel was
that's dope.
established. Let me see if I can
That's
show that
dope.
to you. See how it says Shay TV established 2019?
Yep, that's fire. That's a 101 right there.
101.
That's that 101. That's dope.
Exactly.
Mm.
All right, so this is gonna be my number 3. Let me see if I can.
How about look?
I
might
know
as
I know
well-
you have like 5 of these, Jays. Jay's got, yeah.
I got 2 of these, but that's my number 3 too. This is my
That's
number 3 too.
great. So we're the white cement reimagine. I mean, how can you hate on the reimagine drops? I mean, they're really killing it, bringing these OG colors back to us, but also giving that vintage twist on each pair.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people said that this was like kind of a blah, sneaker. But again, like we talked about earlier about OG colorways, Jay, like these are colors that you may never see again.
Nah, facts. Yeah, for sure. These actually, y'all got Ross out there in New York? Yeah, y'all do.
Yeah, we do. We've got Ross, TJ Maxx,
Marshalls. I seen
Marshalls,
all that when I was
all of
out
that.
there. Yeah.
Really?
So yeah. So speaking of these were popping up. Well, they were in my local Ross.
No.
Yeah, they were in my
Did you
local
film a
Ross in my
video on
area.
that, Jay? I don't even know if people are going to believe you. These were in your Ross? What kind of
they was in my
mistake was
Ross.
made? How?
But they were popping up a lot of places in the South. But they were like
Really?
a size. They had a size 17, a size 18, like huge sizes.
Oh, so it was crazy. Okay, so not like your typical, standard
Nah.
men's sizing.
Nah, and they were like
17 or
80. I want to say they were like $79. I want to say.
Wow, and on sale. I mean, that's like our feet multiplied. But I feel bad, for my friends who have like size 15, 16, 17 foot because they really struggle with these drops because they're so limited.
Dang. Oh man,
The Muslin
it's
3.
actually
I agree
I
with you on
got a
that.
picture and videos on this same phone that I'm recording from. Let me see. Hold on.
I
If I
feel
hold
like,
anyone-
did you ever meet Jay? There's a guy. I feel like he has a page for big feet. I think that's his name.
Hold on. Let me get back.
But he literally, I think he had like a size 17 foot. If you're out there, I forgot what your name is. But there was a guy, he goes to
My
the
fault.
Just Nice conventions, and he has like a page for big feet specifically. Man, he would have gone
Mm.
crazy if he went to your Ross, because I think he was like a size 16.
Oh wow. Yeah, and I actually was gonna buy them too. I was gonna buy them, but I was like, I'm gonna be stuck with these. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
but Shaq gonna try to buy these from me.
I mean, there's guys out there, and I feel for them because
Yeah.
typically there's like one or two pairs that get released sometimes,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
and
don't
them
even
big
have a
sizes.
chance in hell. Yeah,
Correct, correct. But yeah,
that's a difficult one. Difficult
if they
one.
had them in like a 13 or even a 14 and down, I would have bought all of them.
Someone was saying
But
these actually remind me of the muslins too. Did you get the muslins, Jay?
oh yeah. I got the
Super
muslins,
clean
yeah, and
pair,
they kind of
like
do with that.
super clean. I could see that with
Yeah,
the muslins. I mean, that was one of my
yeah,
favorite
I agree.
picks. Definitely on the 3 silhouette, but yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with this pair, especially if you're into the OG colorways. And I love a sail midsole. There's just something about a sail midsole that
Yeah,
does it for me with these sneakers.
yeah, that vintage look.
Nobody but Shaq. I mean, Shaq got some big feet. I met Shaq and I felt like the smallest person. And we did a
I know
jump
it.
off in a steak shop, and I'll never forget. I was like, I can out jump you, and I was gonna tell him I was gonna jump from like a chair though.
Yeah,
Gotta
that
cheat.
man is huge. That
Yeah,
man is huge.
that's a big man, 100%. All right, everyone who's just jumping in here, we're getting to our top 2 picks of 2023. I know that you have pretty much, I feel like you've unboxed every Jordan this year, Jay. Like, did you even miss a
I
pair? I don't
man,
even know
nah,
if
I've
you
been
missed a
on it.
pair.
I've been on it. Like,
I'm over here
yeah.
thinking I missed the 13s. I'm like, no, I've done a video on the 13s. I didn't miss the 13s.
Look,
I just
you
can't even
putting out
keep
that
things
much
track.
content. It be like that when you put
You
out
know,
that
I
much
almost
content.
unboxed 3. I've unboxed 375 sneakers this year.
Damn.
370 pairs of sneakers.
Hey, yeah,
It's
you
crazy.
different with it. You've been going crazy. I know you did about the same. You did some crazy numbers last year too.
365 last year.
Yeah, you went
I need to
crazy.
stop competing with myself, Jay.
Nah, hey, that's the best way to compete though. You gotta outdo yourself every time. Be like, nah.
Every single time. I know people
Yeah.
are always, telling me like, how come you get these achievements and you're doing this? I'm like, well, I did unbox 365 pairs of sneakers last year.
Go.
How many did you unbox? And they're like, 0. Like, well,
Look at that.
now's the
And look,
perfect
did
time for
that.
you to get started, right?
Man, look, and that is nowhere near as easy as that might sound. If it sounds easy, because that's insane numbers right there. That's a lot of work and a lot of dedication right there. Like,
Highness goes do 450 next year. Yeah, I don't think I could sleep if I did 450. That's insane.
They gonna
That's
take you to
insane.
Area 51. If you do 450, they're gonna be like, oh, nah, she's got to be like a creature or something. Something's going on. That would be insane.
450 is insane.
Like,
That's going to be like me basically bulking sneakers together, because those are like, they're individual videos styled 3 different ways. So also, if you multiply 3 times, 370, 375 or whatever, like, that's a lot of looks that I have to do in a year. I don't know if I could do 450 times 3. That's insane.
Yeah, that's
insane. But we're moving into our number 2. So my number 2.
I feel like hold on.
You've already.
I could I your number 2, or my number 2 might be your number 1. I'm gonna just put it out there.
So you already went through like my number 2. So there's not much more for me to say about.
Oh, that's your number 2?
So this is my number 2, yeah.
Oh, I told you. I just said it. I got it right. I just said your number 2, or your number 1 is gonna be my number 2.
Oh, you think so? Okay, all right. You already know. So what's your number 2, Jay?
Number 2 for me.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me is the Jordan 4 SB Pine Green. Yes, for me.
All right.
Come on. This made Complex's sneaker of the year right here.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I feel like it was on a majority of people's top 10, I feel like.
Yeah,
But when you actually read the story behind this too, like how long it took them to design this, it's pretty crazy. I mean, they had to do a lot because you're fusing both basketball and skateboarding
skateboard.
into one, and
Yep,
that's like no easy feat to do. So I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that they were able to bring both technologies together so it works for either, sport that you want to use these for.
correct, correct. Nah, but definitely, yeah, the whole reconstructed, design or the interior for the skateboarding and stuff. I think they nailed these. The color blocking is crazy. I want to see them come out with more though. I definitely want them to come out with more of these.
Oh yeah,
I
I
want
feel
more
like
colorways.
after how well this did this year, I feel like they're 100% gonna release a lot of different colorways because they can do so much with this. I really think though, I love how simplistic they were with this, but really the
Yeah,
gum bottom honestly is what really pulls this together for me.
it's fire. This is a crazy shoe. But
I
yeah,
wore these to the Air premiere. So Ben Affleck was there, Matt Damon was there. I mean, and of course, I had to show up with some heat on my feet, Jay.
yeah, that's dope. And hey, you showed up with the right shoe. The sneaker of the year right there on a lot of people's list. So
Yeah.
that's the right shoe right there. But your man's I got three of these. I forgot his name, but I got three of these.
Oh,
I'm with
Rudy,
you on
Rudy,
this.
how many of these did you get?
Rudy, I got three, Rudy. I got three. I'm with you on this one. Yeah.
Rudy's probably gonna say he got 5 of these or something. As many sneakers as I cop in a year. My luckiest day was copying those 4 SBs. Rudy, I was expecting you to say you got like 10 of these or something, but this is my number one. Jay is correct. This is number one. I actually forgot about a pair that needed to be in my top 10, Jay. So I'll talk about that after we get to your number one. But
Okay.
that's how crazy it was this year that I actually forgot about this, and this 100% needed to make my list. But
Okay.
what's your number one of
So my number
2023?
one out of all the shoes, how come this didn't make my number one? And I ain't gonna hold y'all, it was my number one shoe for so long. But after, so much time and just thinking, nobody knows what this is. They're like, what is that? So the shoe that I have right here, I had to go back and double up on it. It is my number one shoe. This shoe did not release in the United States.
I was gonna
It
say,
was an
Jay, are you giving us something that's like one of one? Didn't have access to it?
this is one of 5,000.
One of
So
5,000. Where did these
so yes.
release?
So these released in
Is
January.
this the year of the rabbit? I feel like I saw images of these leaked. Was this a Chinese New Year?
Yep, Year of the Rabbit. Chinese New
Yeah, I
Year,
was
Year
like,
of the
it's the
Rabbit
year of the
joint. So
rabbit.
Year of the Rabbit, Jordan 1 lows, y'all. If y'all
Kind of
know
has a
me,
Travis Scott like feel to it.
oh yeah, definitely. And the materials go crazy. Of course, it gives rabbit vibes. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the laces, you got the white laces, which has like the fuzzy look to it.
How is it
Um,
lacing
the,
those, Jay? Is it
it's
hard?
it's like it's like a regular Jordan 1. It's not hard at
Okay.
all. And it does come with an extra set of sail laces to go off the sail midsole. But as you
Oh,
can see, that
nice.
fluffy laces on it, man. I just like I said, I'm a big fan of Jordan 1 lows, and I just love the way that these came out, y'all. Like the gum type of outsole, the dark brown. I just love it. All over suede, the cream Nike swoosh. Then it goes into that light, like blue color on the back, and then the whole furry into. Like I said,
Oh
it's just
yeah, the whole interior has got like a faux fur kind of effect. That's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
looking
So
sneaker. I'm kind of bummed I didn't get that. Rudy goes, one of my few L's. I didn't think you
yeah,
took L's, Rudy.
man, yeah. I like I said, these released overseas, so I had to. Let me grab this. I had to go on.
I'm like,
I
what
went
kind
on
of hoops did you have to go through to get those, Jay?
two of them.
Wow, the
Two of
box
them,
is
y'all.
sick.
I just dropped the bag for them on Goat. I trusted in Goat on this one. I went over there and I just bought them.
Yeah,
So
that's a good looking sneaker. I mean, that's definitely one I feel like got overlooked 100%.
oh
There's
yeah,
a lot
and
of
like I said,
sneakers
it's
that don't release in the states that people don't hear about, but wow, so 2006 41 only 5,000.
yep, yep. So and I got two of the 5,000. So I was like, hey,
It's
but
kind of
these
like
get like
my, so I got the Zen Master 4s one year. I don't know if you remember
that's
or
the
not,
one.
the Zen.
The Zen Masters is the one that looked like it got like all the like little lines and it looked kind of like a cotton candy, right? Like a cotton candy type look too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, yep, yep.
Mhm.
Those are clean. Fire.
Yeah,
Those
this is
released
one of my most
overseas.
complimented sneakers, to be honest with you. People love the Zen
Overseas exclusive.
Masters.
Yeah, those didn't release in the US.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but I'm like, but usually Chinese New Year's shoes do not release in the US. I think they're all
Yeah,
overseas.
they're any of the Asia exclusives, they drop some heat. And I just keep thinking to myself, man, I need to go out there and make some friends because there's a lot of stores that drop exclusives out here and I just there's nothing comparable in the States sometimes. I mean, we do get the bulk of it, so of course, yeah, they'll get a couple here and there, but man, like that rabbit is that's clean, Jay.
Oh yeah,
100%.
appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that.
So the one I forgot to intermix is the Frozen Moments.
Oh, that was on my like to be in my list. That was on my head, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's a women's exclusive shoe, so I didn't want to be like, okay, let me put a women's shoe on my list. But that shoe right there is a fire and a good like that should have been a full family size shoe, man. Because I feel like just like I said, the theme behind that shoe, the frozen moments, like
Mm-hmm.
that
I
shoe
mean,
could have been
the
so big.
story, it's not a female centric story. I mean, it's a story about a great commercial, and it's about Jordan's best moments that were placed in that commercial. So clearly, it's to celebrate not only like history of some of the greatest commercials to ever run on national television, but also it's a story about Jordan and his best moments in time.
Oh
But
yeah,
I agree, like it's got to be a bit frustrating because I know this is a woman's exclusive, and I think that was the big thing with women's discussions in the past couple of years is we want just good colors. I mean, for me personally, I don't care if it's women or men. If it's a good color, like I'm gonna go for that sneaker.
correct.
And I think that this is just a prime example, like you're saying, Jay. Like this is a great gender neutral tone, and again, like full family sizing would have killed it. Can you imagine sunning with your whole family in these? I mean, it's just so
Man,
clean,
yeah,
and
yeah. And those didn't even come in extended sizes.
mm-mm.
It stopped at what that 12W, which is a 10.5 mm. So yeah,
Yeah.
they
I
kind of
mean, you're kind of. I think what is the largest size usually? A woman's size 12, right?
uh
Which
if
is
it's just
what
standard
men.
sizing, but extended it will go up to like a women's 18 maybe or something like that. But standard usually is gonna be 12W, which is that ten and a
Yeah, and
half
even
mm.
12s, I know, like when I talk to retailers, they usually get like 3 or 4. So you're really just luck
Short
of
on stock.
the draw there if you're going to get these in a larger size. But yeah, this is definitely, one that's sentimental for me, but definitely
Those
one that like is it's just so clean. I wear it with everything.
yeah, those are fire. You must got more than one.
Nope. This was one. Why this is so sentimental is this was actually one of my first seated pairs from Jordan Brand this year. And I
Oh,
actually wore it for the first time at VidCon when I was up on stage with YouTube. So it was
okay.
kind of like a pinnacle moment for me because, like one of my all time goals was to speak at VidCon, but to speak at VidCon and to be one of the first people wearing, the
That's
frozen
you.
moments was,
That's dope.
it's definitely something I will never forget. And so these sneakers aren't going to get as worn as I want to because I kind of just like want to frame it in a sense.
Nah, I can dig that. I can dig that. And they going for a grip.
How much are
I'm
they
looking
going
on
for
stock
now? I haven't even
StockX.
checked in.
Geez, 7 and up is the lowest price on a 7, 327. Then the price just goes up from there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, this is another one of those pairs though. I think so many sneakers dropped. I honestly don't even think this pair got as much love as it should have,
Mm-mm.
you know? I think definitely again when we were talking about like the whole women's exclusive things, there are a lot of guys that are like, nah, like I'll never wear it because it is a woman's exclusive. But again, like I wouldn't hate on a guy if I saw him rocking these. Like I think this is just a solid looking sneaker. And it's one
Right.
that you can actually really dress up. Like I could see like a guy stunting in these, you know, in a nice suit.
Definitely.
Like this would look good because it's
Yep.
got the patent leather on the
Yep.
front, you know, little sheen, but
Yep.
like the metallic pieces on here really just make this shoe.
It's fire. It just looks like a nice, clean, formal type. Like that's a Jordan that you can put it up there like as far as like formally dressing it with like a Jordan 11 or something. Like
Like a
you can
wedding
throw that
guest,
on.
like this is a great wedding
Yep.
sneaker.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely. And on what you were saying as far as about that shoe not getting that much recognition, it was dropped around a time where just there was a whole bunch of surrounding shoes around it. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like that didn't have no time for anyone to like,
They didn't have time to
there was a
breathe,
big,
right?
yeah, there was a big shoe. I forgot what the shoe it was though. It was a big shoe that released around the same time as that shoe, and it kind of took the light off of that. Like, and
Hmm.
that's the same thing I feel about like the Fear threes.
Oh
The Fear
yeah,
threes, a good shoe, but last month we didn't had like I don't know, I don't even know how many shoes we had dropped last month. Like it's been crazy.
it's crazy. I feel like when the holidays hit, it's that time where every brand just like throws everything at you. And it's so overwhelming. You can't even keep up with like what you should be focused on here and there. It's just it's a
Yeah,
lot to
yeah,
take
very
in.
overwhelming.
Someone is saying that they thought the Alma Maniere pair is the Jordan Airship PE every game colorway. You can't get them for cheap, or you can get them for cheap. Air Jordan Ship PE. Did you get that, Jay?
I got
The
those.
Jordan
I
Airship
re
PE?
re 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 say what he said.
One shoe I think didn't get enough love this year and honestly outdid the Alma Maniere
Okay.
pair is the Jordan Airship PE every game colorway. You can get them for cheap though.
I got. Let me bring that out real quick. Give me 1 second, so we can talk about it at the same time. Cause I think I got those right here. Uh, I know I just synced them.
I
Every
can't get. I don't know
game.
where any of my shoes are. That is my New Year's resolution is to organize my sneakers better, so I know
Okay.
where to find them, have easier access. Love the black and red pants in the thumbnail. Vintage. They remind me of 80s parachute pants. So many different features that other girl shoe features that you feel got overlooked. Yeah, a lot of sneakers got overlooked this year, and I definitely think that we were given a lot of drops, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It gave us the opportunity, I feel like, to be more selective with what we wanted to cop this year. The Gratitude 11s definitely actually, you know what, Rudy, that was one that it was up there. I definitely was teetering on that being like number 10 or not, but definitely think they did their thing with the Gratitude 11s. And I love that they were, really being respectful of the community and those who have been like devout followers of Jordan since kind of day one and respecting the community. And a lot of people love those. I think it's hilarious though. I have so many people that keep showing me their 11s because they're all scratched or messed up, and I can't get that video out of my head of the guy who played basketball in them, and they were all crackled up. Did anybody see that video that went viral? It was the guy who's. Did you see that, Jay?
I probably would have tuned in if I came across it, but I don't remember. I don't remember seeing it.
Or
But I couldn't find
Neapolitans?
I couldn't find a specific pair that he was talking
Uh,
about. But I got one of the two colorways. I think he was talking about the blue colorway. But this
okay.
is the pair that he was talking about, the every game.
Okay, yeah. I didn't get these.
Yeah, see, I got both of them. I don't know what my other pair is because you got the blue pair, the light blue pair, which is I forgot the name of it, but
The leather looks
it's
really
somewhere.
nice on those.
Yeah. It got some nice materials on here, and they going for nothing. I think these are going for like below $100 or something. Like, but
So I think
yeah,
some
they
sneakers actually, Jay, just You just see. I think they just dropped some or no, what is this? Oh yeah. So you know what it is? The Beffy's capsule dropped right after the Frozen Moments, and at the
Oh,
same time
okay,
as the
okay.
Jordan 1 Low Atmosphere Gray. So that was like the back-to-back thing going on, I think, during that time.
Uh, yeah, I know it was something.
Yeah, I was like, what dropped? But yeah, no, that's a clean looking shoe. I feel like a lot of people too that haven't had access to a lot of sneakers got back in the game this year just because there were so many releases, and it gave people the opportunity to actually be able to get a pair, which I think in the
Nah,
past it's been near impossible to get an Air Jordan 1 high, low, you name it. Like any type of dunk was selling out. This year has definitely been a year where a lot of people I know who've been struggling in the past to be able to get anything, at least they were able to snag a few pairs this year.
correct.
Somebody's asking about, so people are asking why we didn't put, by the way, when you were gone, the Jordan 11 Gratitudes and the Neapolitan 11s in the mix. And I was going back and forth with the Gratitude 11s. Some people, I feel like, Rudy, didn't you say you actually preferred the Neapolitan 11s over the Gratitudes? Had that kind of icy pink outsole on the Neapolitans, and it was a woman's exclusive actually as well. And
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
is still sitting in stores. I was in the mall, like I was saying yesterday, and I think both JD and Foot Locker and Champs maybe actually still have pairs of those Neapolitans.
Yeah, they still available, still sitting in there.
Yeah.
But
I
I
think
ain't
if I
gonna
had
hold
to
you.
what were you
Go
going to
ahead.
say? Oh, no, go ahead, Jay.
Oh yeah, nah. I was saying, speaking as far as like the gratitudes and stuff like that. Um, I mean, that's a shoe that we've seen multiples of times. You know, people can argue and say, okay, the playoff ace that was on my list, we've seen no, but nah. We've not seen that playoff eight nowhere near as many times as we've seen like a Concord Jordan 11 type colorway. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wanted to make room on my list for shoes, and that's another reason too. I've never owned the playoff eights, and I've owned tons of Concord colorways, like, so
Every
it's just one
December
of those.
we know we're gonna get it. You know what I mean? Like
Correct,
it's almost to
correct.
be expected. It's not even a surprise at this moment. I will say though, like I love the messaging behind it. They're as a brand giving gratitude to the hardcore Jordan fans who've been supporting the brand since the beginning, and it was
Yeah,
kind of paying respect, I guess, to us, the consumer. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's so similar to previous releases for the 11 that, I feel like you kind of almost get weirdly desensitized in a way.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
almost like we need so much to shock us on the 11 because there's only so much you can do sometimes, but
Facts.
not to downgrade it. Like I think it was a great looking sneaker, really good
Likewise,
quality.
likewise.
Again, I thought it was pretty similar to the Neapolitans. Another shoe though that it's crazy that one's sitting.
Nah, facts.
And of course, like we mentioned, it's sitting in the smaller sizes. I think a lot. Rudy, I know, said he stocked up on the Neapolitans, copped from a store. Yeah, I mean, you can still get the Neapolitans right now. Like I said, like those are still available.
Yeah, I think that's gonna end up going on sale.
Honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised seeing those in the outlets actually. Like I've
Yeah,
been seeing a lot of sneakers actually hitting the outlets pretty fast, shockingly. Like I feel like they're
same,
not even
same.
letting them sit on the shelves for very long. They probably have a quicker shelf life because they're just trying to move product because of all the
Yeah.
releases.
When you see them, are they discounted, or are they just like retail at the
It
outlets?
depends. Yeah, some of them are full retail, which I don't get, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if
same.
there's like some misconception for people who go in there and they think they're getting a deal, and it's kind of like, all right, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That's what it might be.
it's there's a lot of sneakers where you'll see, when you walk in the outlets, they've got like the shelving on the outside
Correct.
of the different aisles. Those are typically full price.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're seeing some crazy things these past few years at the outlets that we've never seen in previous years. So I think people are like, wow, I can't believe we're finding sneakers that we would think would sell out initially, and they're going straight to outlets.
Hmm.
Which, yeah, I mean, it's shocking. Somebody's asking what the worst sneaker this year was.
The worst sneaker. Ugh.
I think I said on my earlier um, live was the recent Sakai release that came out this year. It was like a mountain kind of hiking looking sneaker. I wasn't a fan of it. I usually like Sakai releases every time they come out with stuff. Even Ambush, like I feel like Ambush released some stuff this year too that's kind of been just like
Kind of
it's
crazy. Yeah.
almost like they're just trying to continue collaboration sometimes just to stay relevant, but you know how it is, Jay. Like you don't get necessarily to choose when you do these collabs what silhouette you want to go off of, and
Correct.
so it's like luck of the draw. It's kind of unfair, right? If you get an Air Jordan 1 high or a low, and then you get thrown and tossed into some random, sneaker silhouette that no one cares about. Like what? There's only so much I guess you could do on that sneaker to make it stand out and get people to want to buy and be invested into it.
Agreed. Yeah, no, I agree.
But what was your worst, would you say, this year?
Um, it might gotta be like the Long Live Virgil, but I wasn't the biggest fan of those off white Terraformer. I think that's the name of it. Off white Terraformer. They similar to like a hiking looking shoe. Give or take. Hey, just those are fire too. Them Zions. But
Yeah, somebody was
give or
asking a
take.
question, I think, about Zion's. We're up to Zion 3 right now.
I saw those yesterday in person, and I think that those are nice.
Yeah, I haven't actually. I've got so many performance sneakers. I still gotta do some full unboxings. A little behind, but I'm gonna try and pump it all out before 2024. We'll see. We'll see when I get to it.
You got those from Jordan Brand?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's dope. That's dope. But yeah, that's
Not as
definitely not
light
a
as the
bad shoe at
Tatum's
all.
though, Jay, but it'll do.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna cop them, and I'm gonna get back to you on them taters. I'm gonna cop a pair of those, and I'm gonna hoop 'em for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I would say. I don't know what else I would say is like the worst sneaker that I've seen dropped, especially like Jordan brand wise. I'm trying to think of like a Jordan that I didn't really go for this year.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
went for
it's
all of
it's
them,
hard to go
but
back, right? Because you're like, wait a second. What's a Jordan that I wasn't paying attention to? How did you feel about the Soulfly, like Jordan 8s?
fire. That was almost gonna make my list.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
another one I've been seeing, still readily available
for retail.
at a couple places. Yeah. I mean, women's sizes, I guess.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, that
Smaller
makes sense.
sizes for sure.
Yeah,
Somebody's
but yeah,
asking if
definitely.
you like curries. I feel like Cal, you keep asking about curries. I haven't done curries on the channel. Like I'm sure, people who like Under Armour, I haven't really, branched out into Under Armour as much, but I know Under Armour makes like amazing weightlifting, products, and I've heard good
Mm-hmm.
things about like the Rocks line and everything, but I really haven't heard too much crazy stuff about like Curry basketball sneakers in general.
Same.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of Under Armour on the channel. No one ever likes Curry's. I like Curry's though. Hey, Cal, that's cool. Like, I mean, that's why there's so many brands to choose from because everybody like likes different stuff, and that's great. You don't have to, be into what everybody else is into necessarily. Like, LeBrons, I know are big for people, but like when I wear LeBron basketball sneakers, sometimes like they're so heavy for me.
Yeah, yeah. For
It's
me too. Yeah, I don't know how he do it
he's a
unless he
big
got
he's a
he
big
got a
guy,
special pair
so he
made for
doesn't
when he
even
hoop.
feel it.
Them joints is heavy, boy. I'm like, oh, I don't know how he do it. Like, yeah, them things for like bricks, like he cemented to the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a couple pairs seated from LeBron and Mimi, and she, is like a really cool African designer. Like she does her thing with these. Actually, I show the most recent one
Okay.
from Mimi Plonge, but she really does a good job and does her thing with these. But yeah, like I
Them cool.
definitely feel like I can wear these more as a lifestyle sneaker, but as far as like a performance based sneaker, they're just a little too heavy for me.
Yeah, yeah. That's a dope colorway. I don't think I seen that colorway.
Yeah, she actually, she released a couple other pairs this year as well. I didn't get her newest collaboration, but yeah, she's got some crazy intricate looking collabs that she's done with LeBron. I know LeBron and her are super close, and she is 100% probably going to do some more collabs next year too. But yeah, this is every single one of her pairs is sick.
Yeah, that's dope. I like it's kind of a earth tony soft. It's not crazy. It's not like it's a calm, but it does have a little razzle dazzle to it.
Exactly,
I
a
like the color.
little something something. But yeah, he always rocks her stuff on court. So it's really really cool to see him supporting this woman designer, and she does her thing. She's so talented. She has her entire fashion line, and I think she even just like got into a museum this year with some of her fashion pieces. So it's pretty cool that he's brought her on board to like help design some of his different silhouettes. Easter vibes. That's actually what I thought about these when I first saw them. 100%. Did you guys get the Kobe for Gift of Mamba?
Pro get
Yeah,
yep,
I
got them.
actually did you get them, Jay?
Yeah,
About
I ended
them.
up.
They look clean. All black.
Yeah. You got a pair, Marissa?
I didn't get a pair. I mean, the last Kobe I just did was the reverse Grinches. I love Kobe basketball shoes though. I mean, those are clean. I really think it's a good looking sneaker. I haven't seen them in hand though, but I actually like them better now that you're showing them to me. What do you think of them?
Yeah. I mean, once you get them in hand, it's just an all over black shoe, but it
Yeah.
does got its little details to it. Of course, the snake skin that they put on the
Yeah, I was
swoosh
gonna
and
say it's got
stuff
the snake skin. Snake skin looks pretty
on the
high quality
back.
too.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Is
Nice
that
little
metallic
nubuck
on the
on it, man.
back
So
of the mud guard there? Is that like a ah? Okay.
hold on, and then the other pair. Okay, this pair ain't got. I thought both pairs had it. So on the other pair, it got Kobe's signature in gold. I thought it was on both pairs though. So that is something different from pair to pair, from shoe to shoe. I didn't know that.
Oh, interesting. So one pair has the gold, one doesn't. Rudy
Yeah, yeah.
Acosta,
One
Lee
pair
Ning
has his signature
ambassador.
on it.
I haven't done a Ling
Yeah.
Ning
So
silhouette actually in a minute. But I like Lee Ning basketball shoes. I don't know if you've tried Lee Ning before, Jay, but okay.
nah, I ain't tried that.
You can't get them in the States.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I like them. I mean, I love my Protro, my Kobe Protro. So, I wish honestly, like I had Kobe's when I was playing volleyball because it's clearly like for me specifically my foot type, like that is my favorite performance sneaker to like be on a court with. And
Mm.
we had nothing like that when I was playing volleyball, and now I'm so jealous because I see all these volleyball players and basketball sneakers getting to choose
Plant.
what they want to
Yep.
play in, and we didn't really have the option. It was like you got to have the school matching set, and I just feel like the tech was just not it was not anywhere near where it is today.
No. Yeah. I'm actually gonna. I've been scared because me. It's something about me. I be looking at like the value of shoes, and I be like, do I want to go play basketball in those, or do I just want to kind of preserve them?
Yeah.
But I got two pairs of the Grinch, the reverse Grinch they just
Okay.
released, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna break. I'm gonna go ahead and throw one on and wear them on court because everybody keeps telling me, bro, you got to try to play in a
Telling
Kobe.
you,
You got to.
Jay, they are incredible.
All
I
right, all
mean,
right.
I
So
just it's yeah, I can't even really. I mean, there's only a few pairs of other silhouettes, but like I always put my Kobe's at the top. I mean, they're just it's a good shoe overall.
Yeah.
You know, it looks good, it feels good, but it like molds to your foot perfectly.
That's what I was told. That's what I was told. I'm definitely gonna throw them on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, man.
You're
Yeah,
not
I'm,
gonna be
I'm
able to
definitely
take
gonna
them
throw
off,
them on.
Jay. You're gonna have to reach back probably after you burn through a couple pairs.
I know it.
Did you get
And
the
that's
Grinches too when those
the
released? The
which one?
Grinches? Just
The
the
OG?
OG Grinch. Yeah. Did you get a pair of those?
Yeah, I got the OG Grinches.
Like you get two of those too?
You say what?
You get two of those too?
Nah. I wish. I actually was gonna go back and buy another pair, but I'm not spending like 900, 800 for a double up. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Kobe's
be
run
satisfied.
small. I mean, somebody's asking about true to size. For me personally, like they fit very small. How about
Same
you?
here. I go up. I gotta go up half to a full size.
Yeah, they fit real snug. Especially if you don't have narrow feet. Kobe's are pretty narrow fit. So if you have flatter feet, I feel like you definitely need to go up in size range. Half a size up and they were tight. Yeah, a lot of people go up a full size in their Kobe's. I mean, yeah. Look at Jay here with like every top Kobe Protro over here.
We gotta have them,
No
man. These
big
are
deal.
essentials.
You know, the Mambasita, no big deal. You know, just
Yeah,
I couldn't
these are
get the
essentials.
Mambasitas. That was a huge loss for me.
What these?
Yeah, I couldn't get those. I
Man,
tried. I
my
mean,
wife got exclusive access on these.
I have these two color options though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I need that pair on the bottom. Which one is that on the bottom?
I feel like this was called like the golden. What was the name for
Them
these?
joints. A lot of people that I know be hooping in that in particular pair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like this is just all the GR colors that dropped. I feel like people just overlook them, but these are it's the playoff. This is the playoff pack.
Oh yeah. Them playoff joints go
Yeah,
crazy,
this is
and
the
that red
playoff
pair
pack.
too though.
Yeah,
Both
I
of
like
them.
this one because look at it. It's got like an ombre kind of
Yeah.
effect to it.
It's changing in color. That's dope. That's
Mm-hmm.
fire. Yeah, them go crazy. And I
Yeah.
know it's like all his shoes right now. Like if you're trying to go back and get any of those, you're gonna be paying a grip for them, man. Like Kobe shoes ain't cheap right now.
Yeah. And
They
it's
they
just,
probably
I
won't.
feel like once you find like the pair you want to go up and down the court in, like you just get used to it. It's so lightweight too. I mean,
Yeah, definitely a lightweight shoe. I'm gonna throw mine on. Look, these are mark my words. These are going on feet. Like I'm gonna play on the court in these, and I'm gonna keep one in my case, and that one's just gonna be for display. But I'm definitely throwing one on feet.
yeah. I mean, it looks good on foot too. Anytime I see somebody wearing Kobe's, like it just looks good. I don't know what
Yeah,
it is, but everyone's foot looks good in a Kobe.
definitely, definitely.
Everybody's like with it. A lot of times those GRs become sought after once everyone. Yeah, I mean, the problem with some of these GRs is, you know, like they get overlooked when there's like a bunch of colors and different drops happening. So, you know, that's typically what I feel like brands do too, is they'll drop a super hype pair and that's kind of your signal to keep your eye open for GR colors because that's when they start kind of slowly rolling out GR colorways into retail shops and online.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these definitely, not a lot of people spoke about these, and I was on top of it. I was grabbing
Those go
every
crazy.
Kobe colorway. Yeah, every single pair.
Yeah, those go crazy.
All right, everyone. If you have any more questions for Jay and we are going to be concluding the evening here soon, but I really appreciate everyone who's jumped on board with us this evening. Jay, such a pleasure having you on board with us tonight, too. Giving us your top 10. Really
No problem.
shocked us with your number one. Let me tell you, you really threw us for a fast one there. Wasn't expecting that.
I hinted it on my channel, and everybody was like, "That is not your number one. There's no way you're gonna make a Jordan 1 low your number one." I was like, hey, I like what I like.
I mean, you know what I always say this to everybody too. Like, if you want to go and make your own top 10, like go out there and do it. Like the great part about these kind of videos that we make or publications that release their top 10, it's like it varies from person to person. Even,
Person, yeah.
like
No one's gonna be the
everyone's
same. We might
different.
have a couple of the same numbers, but no one's list is gonna be identical.
Exactly. Even your story about, your Jordan 8s, like that's not going to be a similar story to anyone else probably.
Correct.
And like I did a top 10 with two girls. One is on the West Coast, one's in the UK. So imagine like I'm from the East Coast over here. Our style is so different from like West
Mm,
Coasters. And then the UK is like on a European fashion trend. So
right.
it's nice to have variety because people don't want to have the same list. How weird would that be if like
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
had the complex list? Could you imagine, Jay?
Yeah. Be
Carbon copies.
too cliche. I wouldn't even want to watch.
Right? It would be so boring. People wouldn't care about these kind of videos or even these lives that I do. That's what I love is, bringing people on board to talk about their top 10 because it's eclectic. It's different. It's not what you're going to hear everyone talk about. And of course, we're all going to have similar pairs on our list. I think that the four SBs definitely made everyone's kind of top 10 list, but what's great is it varied, right? What my top one was not your top number one pick
Correct.
for 2023. Somebody's asking what we're looking forward to in spring 2024. I glanced, at the early sneak peek of what Jordan's going to be kind of rolling out in 2024. How excited are you, Jay, for those ones that released? Or I guess
I'm
they gave us a
I'm
sneak peek of.
I'm
Like, I
I'm
gotta even
over the
bring it.
top excited for one in particular shoe, and that is the Jordan 4 Reimagined Breads.
Okay. All
That's
right.
I'm hoping to have a pair soon, like real soon. So that's the one shoe, and I actually like just based upon pictures, it might look better in a leather than it does in a new book. Just from what I've been seeing, like that leather
Because
looks so
it's
premium
all
on the
leather,
shoe.
right? Yeah, it's all leather. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. It's clean. I mean, yeah, that's definitely going to be a difficult one to go for, but I think yeah, definitely on
Then
the
it
on
has
the
it.
top of the list. We have a
It's
lot of
coming with
ones releasing, of course. A
what's
lot of
that?
Air Jordan ones, some interesting ones.
You like you,
I don't mind that gold one.
the one that's about to come out in January, the yellow
Yeah,
ochre.
yeah.
Yeah, it's clean. It's definitely a clean pair. Definitely a clean pair.
I don't really, I've been looking for sneakers actually with gold finishes on it, and I really don't have any. I was looking around. I was just like, I don't think I have very many gold anything, and I wear a lot
Mm,
of gold, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I don't know about the. How are you with Jordan 2 highs?
I like them. I'm a fan. Really too. A too high almost made my. When I do my list on my channel, I'm gonna do the top 23 of 23. That is gonna
Okay.
make my list. A Jordan 2 will be on my list. It's gonna be the Jordan 2 high cements.
Oh, the cements. Okay. I'm
Yeah, cause
weird. I'm weird with twos. I don't feel like they're as comfortable, and it takes me a little bit longer to break them in.
uh,
Um,
uh
that's my only thing. Like I like the way it looks on foot, but I can only walk so long in them. I think when I
I
first
feel.
met you, I was wearing my Jordan 2 lows. Actually,
Yep,
I feel
yep.
like
It
that's
was
what I
that.
was wearing. My off whites.
Yep. And those specifically though, the Jordan 2 off whites, I think that those fit kind of different and feel a little bit different than your average two because it almost feels like it's a steel toe. Like
That's
it's
what I'm saying.
something
Like
going on.
I can't break the leather in on these things.
Nah, nah,
It's brutal.
nah. Them joints different. Them twos is
So I keep
different.
telling
Like
people I've worn these so much, Jay, and I feel like it just came out of the box every time I put this on foot. It's
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
stiff. It reminds me actually like I don't know if you've tried the New Balance 550, but it's that same leather and it looks exactly the same, but it has no movement. It's not malleable
Yeah,
whatsoever. It takes so long for you to break
yeah. I
those
know
in.
exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, now that's facts. Yeah, like it's just one of them shoes. Like yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna be broken in. Like it's the way that it's designed or something.
Yeah, yeah, that one's a struggle for me. I could only wear those for a few hours before my feet are like, all right, I'm done. I'm good. Take me out of these kicks. Put me in something else, please.
Yeah, that. But
Yeah.
I see Big Daddy Cool Kicks at not Big Daddy Cool Kicks, pardon me. Marco Angelo said a question for both of us. What would you wear for outdoor courts?
Outdoor court. Oh, I'm so weird because as a volleyball player specifically, I did have like my outdoor sneakers and I had like my indoor sneakers, and that's just the thing. Like you don't wear your court shoes anywhere outside because you're gonna lose the grip and everything on them.
Correct. Correct.
Um, man, I don't play ball outside. I feel like Anthony, if Anthony was in here, he would
Yeah.
just know exactly the best
Shoot
outdoor.
for it.
Do you
Yeah,
play
because
outdoor or do you play
I was
indoor?
gonna say just whatever I have. I can recommend an indoor shoe, but when it comes to outdoors, it's just whatever is just it might be my most beat up shoe
I
because
was gonna say because
you
in New
gotta know if you
York,
wearing them outdoor, they gonna get beat up.
exactly. I mean, and just yeah, it depends on where you live too. Like the courts out here get destroyed in the winter because it snows and the snow sits on the
Uh-huh.
courts and it's like wear and tear. So you're gonna have divots in the court and run into little holes and things like that. So
Yep.
every time I
Yep.
watch people on like 4th Street out here, it literally looks like they're beaters that they're wearing on foot. Like I've seen people rocking LeBrons outdoors. I've seen people in Kobe's. Like I've seen a lot of people even in the Kyrie's outside. Like
Mhm.
it's just like a mixture, but it always looks like it's definitely that shoe that they probably wore indoor and it just lost all of its
It
grip
beat. Yeah,
and
it got beat, and now they're
yeah,
like, look, it's time to take them outdoors now.
exactly. Like
But
it's
they're
almost
never
become the
gonna be as
beater.
crisp as a pair that you're gonna see on the court in like in indoors. It's
Mhm.
always gonna be that pair that came from indoors and now it's like okay, it's got slight wear on it. Let me go ahead and finish them off outdoor.
I also feel like Puma had its moment too with some good basketball shoes. I've seen a lot of people rocking Pumas outdoor,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
good
Them
price point.
mellows, they going crazy right now. Mellows,
The
them
MBO
Puma.
1 and O2s, like the
Yeah,
the mellows. I mean, those literally, and I've worn them a couple times. Like I still think that that's one of the top basketball sneakers, out there too. Like especially for the price point. Like
for sure, for sure.
I feel like for me, I would probably rather go for a lower price point, like tiered Jordan basketball shoe versus like if I'm gonna invest like good money, those aren't going outside.
Yeah, same. See, that's how I feel about the Kobe's. Even though, because one of them, both of them, I paid resale for both of my pairs of Kobe's, and that's the thing when I say Kobe's, I mean the reverse wrenches. That's the thing that's got me like, damn, I paid this much money just to go play with them on the court. But you know what? I got another pair, so that's why I'm breaking in
Mm-hmm.
right now. But I just get to thinking I paid this much money for it. I need to kind of just keep these as clean as possible, but it's all good.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because I'm just like they are always reinventing basketball sneakers, always coming up with one, two, three, four, five. Like there's so many variations. And I just feel like as soon as a variation goes out and I like something new with new tech, then I'll just kind of swap out and that becomes like a beater sneaker. But yeah, I mean, sorry, I don't know if we answered your question about the best outdoor court shoes, Marco, but I think it's mainly just wear a beater if you can.
Yeah, nah, facts.
Yeah, it's crazy how many options you have. But James Harden as well, like really good basketball shoe.
Yeah, I actually was in a pair of those yesterday, hooping in them. I definitely like his shoes to hoop in.
And they're all so different for different reasons. So I feel like too, like your foot type. I don't know. Do you have pretty narrow feet, Jay, or do you have wide feet?
Nah, I got pretty narrow feet.
So me too. So that's how I know you're gonna like Kobe's,
Mm,
just because it's gonna fit you literally so snug and perfectly.
yeah,
Yeah, it's yeah, crazy how many basketball sneakers released this year and how many new collabs are coming out and how many people are getting there. Even like women in the WNBA, the Sabrinas, those that's a
oh
good
yeah, yeah,
sneaker.
yeah. I see that
I
those
love the
are
Sabrinas.
Yeah, those are dope shoes. I'm seeing a lot of those pop up in different colorways and stuff.
And she's got some really cool colors that she released. I mean, that was the one thing I was worried about. I was like, I wonder what the Sabrinas are going to look like, color scheme wise. But yeah, she really nailed it, and it's a good sneaker. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't really say that sometimes when I get these specific women releases, but yeah, Sabrina did her thing with that drop, and
yeah,
I think a lot of women gravitated towards that. Even guys, like I know a lot of guys bought the Sabrinas and love it.
yeah. Facts.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of good stuff. Anthony Edwards. Um Anthony Edwards.
I need to try those. I need to try that shoe.
Yeah, I actually saw those on foot. Somebody was rocking those yesterday. I haven't tried them yet, but I've heard good things about them.
Yeah, they look good on feet. They look like they might be, light and durable on court. So it's a shoe that I do look forward to trying to test out and see how it is on court.
Yeah, I feel like that's a full-time job, Jay. Might just need to contact Jordan Brand, right, and ask them if you could just test a couple pairs every week.
Man, that would be awesome. I got to find out who to get in touch with. 'Cause they gonna let me know
That
I
would
look
be the
like
dream.
me.
Hey, it's gonna come. Watch, Jay.
Oh
All
yeah,
the hard
hey,
work you've been putting into your channel, I know that they're gonna reach out at some point.
oh yeah, man, that'll be a blessing.
100%. But everyone, Jay and I have been on for a minute now. So I think we're going to sign off here. But again, Happy New Year to everyone. Appreciate you once again, Jay. Let everyone know where they can find you on all your social platforms.
For sure, for sure. You can find me over on Instagram and on YouTube at Jay the Sneaker Guy. I'm also on X, formerly known as Twitter, at the real JTSG, man. So hey, if you know, Mr. Swap It Out. Mr. Got him early, Mr. Legit, you already know the vibes, man. So yes, I
Literally,
appreciate.
that is your new name, Jay. Mr. got him early every single month. I mean, it's crazy how
Got
quick
to.
you get these.
Hey,
That's the
got
name
to.
of the
If you
game
ain't
these
if you
days,
ain't
right?
if you ain't early, you late. If you
You
on
late.
time, you late. So hey,
Exactly.
gotta have it early. So,
That's
but
the
yeah,
truth.
I appreciate you having me and bringing me out for this. And
Yeah,
shout out
everybody
to the
shout
Shade
out to
family.
yeah, everybody loved having you on here. We got some hardcore, Jay big fans in the chat tonight. So happy again for all of you to jump on board. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do that now and give this video a thumbs up. But again, head on over to Jay's socials and give him a shout out and give him a follow. All right, everyone.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all stay
Until
blessed.
next
Peace.
time.